Hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 on February 12th, and it was a beautiful day yesterday, although very warm. We had a beautiful sky today, kind of overcast, and you can see that storm going by to our south. We actually are getting some rain tonight, a little bit of light rain across the area. Look at the radar right now. You can see there is the storm. We'll take a look at the longer radar loop here. Get a better look at that. So there is your storm again, bringing mostly rain and a little snow to the mountains. But it's all more or less staying to the south, more or less. But you can see a little bit of moisture. We're getting on the northern edge of this little bit of moisture feed over there. So here's what it looks like right now. You can see we've got some light rain. In fact, maybe even some heavier rain showing up over here on the north. It's almost like a deformation band over here. You can see, and there's a little bit of snow up in the mountains there in Pennsylvania. We pulled this out, but it's mostly rain because it's mostly warm air involved with this system. You can see they've been having more rain in New Jersey for the southern part of New Jersey for the afternoon, but it's just started in the evening here. Looking at the current radar here, you can see that rain is moving in. So it's going to be a little bit of, we are going to get a little bit period of steady rain, I guess, tonight. It was hard to predict whether that was going to happen or not, but anyway, let's go take a look at our current conditions across the area. Looking at the country as a whole, you'll see out west they have some storms and some winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories, as well as some high wind warnings as well, high wind watches. So they are getting some storms out there. You can see for the mountains, winter weather advisories, and even a few winter storm warnings in the mountains of western North Carolina there. But let's go to our area, take a look at what we got going on out there right now as far as temperatures go. And you can see 41 at Islip, northeast wind. So I'll take you through the past couple of days here. And I already kind of talked about yesterday a little bit when I did the Pine Barrens video that we were above normal, about 9 degrees above normal yesterday. So we'll go back to yesterday here. So February 11th. And we see we had a clear sky mostly the entire day, northwesterly breeze. And nice and comfortable out there for those who don't like the cold. But the sky was nice, and almost it was a little cool in the morning. But then as the day went on, we got into the mid 40s, and that northwest wind started dropping down as we got toward the afternoon. So you can almost take the jacket off. And taking a look at the highs. Yesterday, we got up to 46 at Islip. So, again, yesterday's readings were about 9 degrees above normal. We'll go and look at the climatology on that as well. So you can see there. So let's go to that, and we will look at, and then, I closed it up, but I wanted to show you today's. All right. So we'll go to today's here. So you can see we're mainly in the 40s, I think, today for the most part. Yeah, but still above normal, though. With the clouds. So let's go look at our highs and lows for today. And we'll go to the highs first. And you can see, mid 40s again. Mid 40s pretty much everywhere. So similar to yesterday with the temperature. Let's see what the lows were. Let's see if there was any radiational cooling last night. We did have the clear skies for at least a little while before the clouds rolled in by morning. Yep. So a lot of us got down to the upper 20s. However, you could see the 18 in West Hampton. Colder spots to get a little colder, and also no radiational cooling in Jersey, though. They didn't see any, I guess, upper 20s. So, but the only spot that seemed to get any radiational cooling at all was West Hampton, where they got down to 18 degrees. You see there. So everyone else kind of was in the upper 20s, which could still be above normal, and probably is for this time of the year. So let's go take a look at the climate, the local report for today at Islip, and you'll see we'll be above normal again. So the high was 47, the low was 27. It gives us an average of 37. Yep. So not quite as crazy of a departure as yesterday because it was colder at night. So we got a 4 degrees above normal for today. But if we went to yesterday's, let's see if we can go to the back. Go to yesterday's here. So here's yesterday's, and you see yesterday we were 9 degrees above normal. So, yeah, because it wasn't cold at night, but the high was 46. It's still 6 degrees above normal for this time of the year. So that's still above normal. And, again, if we go to our preliminary monthly data for Islip here, you'll see we are now running above normal. Let's see, departure from normal. 3 degrees above normal already. All right, and this week going, it's going to be. We got more warmer. We could be having the warmest February on record. It would not surprise me at the rate things are going, especially when we get to look at these. What's going to be happening with the weather? So let's go look at our weather map. You can see there's that coastal storm. It's going to be moving. We're getting brushed by it. It's going to be moving east. But you can see no Arctic air around. No really cold air. There's a storm moving to the west. Another one in the southwest. But nothing really remarkable here, So let's go to our North American view, and we will go and we will take a look at our jet stream. So this is our jet stream. You see there's that ridge in the east. It's really a messy looking jet stream, and you can see as we go through the week here, you can see there's that ridge. We got a big ridge in the east, so it's going to be pretty warm. You can see a trough in the west. But the trough stays in the west and the ridge stays in the east as we head toward February 22nd. But you'll see it looks like a little more of a deeper trough trying to dig down as we get toward the end of the month. That might bring us some colder air. All right, let's go to the upper air here. So here's your upper air. Again, there's that storm there. You can see it's just cut off. It's not really connected to the jet stream in much of a way, so it's that's why it's going due east. You see there's the ridge in the east, trough in the west. But that's not really going to be that cold air. They're not really going to be getting any really cold air at west. But it will keep the temperatures cooler there and with the chances of snow, which we're still waiting for our first really, we're still waiting for snow here. You can see, look at the ridge in the east. It doesn't go anywhere until we get toward the end of the month. Then there's a deep trough. But, of course, this is the last couple of days of the run, and you know the way it feels. And you look at this pattern, you say, well, this is not going to help because look what we got. A big trough in Alaska, right? Normally you'd want to see a ridge there to bump the cold air down. And there's also a trough over Greenland. So this cold air is just going to be transitory. There's nothing that's going to move this along. This pattern is just stuck in place that we've had. That's just, this is the year without a winter. So let's go look at the European here on the upper air and see if it offers any difference here to what we've got. So again, there's that cutoff there. It's going to be coastal, but it's moving away. And then as you see, ridging throughout this week. There's a little European, a little more aggressive with that little trough that might bring us a little bit of a cool down next week. I originally thought we'd cool down to near normal, but we may not even cool down to near. We'd still be above normal. You can see there's the trough in the west. However, the European does seem to want to build some more ridging into Alaska on its last frame, which might help, again, displace some cold air. But again, that's the last frame of the model. And if we put this back to the GFS, you'll see the GFS it's been had a better track record. And you can see that it has the troughing in Alaska, which is it's not cooperating with any, if you want any cold air around here. So let's go to the CONUS view, and we will go and look at the temperature anomaly charts. So here we are. Obviously, we're going to be above normal tomorrow, above normal Tuesday, and then we get into the bright reds Wednesday into Thursday. The pinks, that's going to put us way above normal. Could be some more records broken. And then you can see there's a cold front coming through on Friday that will bring us to maybe a little bit below normal. GFS is saying maybe we'll have one below normal day, but then we're back above normal again. And then it's trying to bring some colder air in. You see that it's trying to. And there's a little more cold air again. But it's whatever cold air we get won't stick around. We'll get it for 1 or 2 days, and then it's gone. And that's the way it's been because there's no blocking in place to hold it in place. So, it looks like at least we'll get some little shots of cold air here and there. By and large, it looks above normal. So we'll go look at the surface map now. And it's not just us that's above normal. I can show you the whole North American region. It's even Canada is dealing with this warmth as well. You can see there. Right, though it does eventually cool down. It does try to bring some more colder air into Canada. And I'll show you the reason why this is happening, actually, before I get to the surface. Let's go to the Northern Hemisphere view, and we'll put this on the polar vortex, which this is this thing right here. All right, and you can see it's just stuck on the other side of the globe there. But it looks like it's trying to split it a little bit and move it around a little bit. You see that, which could allow some cold air to come down. It could in theory, but you got to remember that there's a lag between this, and of course it's toward the end of the run that we see this happen, and it keeps getting pushed back. So don't get too excited about that. So let's go to the surface now, and you'll see that storm moving away. Tomorrow with clouds giving way to sun. And again, mild. Even though we have a northwest wind, it's going to be well above normal. Here we are Tuesday, high pressure ridge going off the southeast coast, giving us the warm air flow. And here is a cold front that will bring us our next chance for rain, which would be, again, probably Friday, which could wind up being a rainy day, according to this, if there's as much precipitation along this front as the GFS is suggesting here. And then rain, and then we get into that colder air as we get to a Friday night and Saturday, but then that high moves off, and we get back to the return flow again. And then we have another system that could bring us another shot of rain, but again, it's tracking over us, which would mean rain. This is well into the later part of February now, and you can see, yep, over the Great Lakes. That's where we get the cold air. It's showing that cold air again. It keeps doing this on the last 2 days of the run. It keeps doing this, but it keeps getting pushed. Originally, it was going to be around February 23rd. Now it's being pushed back to the 27th. So you got to remember, it's just going to keep pushing it back. So don't get yourself too excited when you see that it's toward the end of the run. All right. That's all I could say. Though that looks like a nice cold air mass there coming down. So let's take a close look at our area now, and we'll go more into the short range. We'll go to look at our short range model, the HRRR, and you'll see here, there's that rain. So we will have the rain. It'll probably end sometime after midnight, and then this low moves due east out into the ocean. Though it is, at least we're getting brushed by a little bit of it. So I know things have been a little dry, so we'll probably pick up some rain tonight. Probably not a whole lot. Let's see what we got here. Maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe. Best chances, obviously, toward the east and toward the south. After that, we'll go look at our dew points and wind flow. So here's that low again. We stay in the dry area. You see the northeast winds picking up a little bit as we get into tomorrow. As the gradient between this low and the high building in intensifies. So it will be a breezy tomorrow. Northeast winds becoming north. You can see that drier air coming in. And here is Tuesday, Valentine's Day, and we have a breezy northwest flow that should keep us clear skies. And then that by nighttime the wind becomes light. But it will, just because the winds are from the northwest, there's no cold air. That's the weird part about it. So tonight, probably only dropping into the mid-30s, and then tomorrow we are going to soar up there. This is the HRRR saying we're going to be near 60 degrees, 55 to 60 tomorrow. It's going to be quite warm, even with the north wind. There's no cold air at all. Tomorrow night we'll drop back into the mid-30s, and then for Tuesday it'll be maybe a little smidgen cooler, upper 40, probably low to mid-50s probably for highs. But again, we got to remember the models have been underestimating how warm it has been. All right. So let's go to our next model. We want to go a little further along here, looking at the temperatures and the dew points and wind flow. We'll look at the GFS. So again, we stay in the dry air, but then as we get toward Wednesday, the winds become southerly, and that's going to bring in the more moisture. You can see dew points going up into the 40s and then 50s. And then here we are with that front coming through sometime on Friday. Right now it has it coming through in the morning. We'll have to see if that, but you can see that boundary there. And then by the afternoon, the winds shift to the northwest. Dew points drop, and that's some colder air that we get for next Saturday. So we'll have one day that will have some cold air. All right, you can see that northwest winds there. But then by Sunday, the winds quickly become southwest again. And then here comes the warmer air again. So you can see that. And then the next shot here, this could be a stalled front situation perhaps developing, but with that low going along it, which could bring us some rain. Right now, that's the tracker for us. If it would track further south, maybe we could get some snow out of it, and then some colder air comes in behind that. You can see, and then another surge of warmth here, and then that's the next surge of cold air, right toward the end of the period, of course. That looks like that could be a little bit of Arctic air right there. Let's go look at the actual temperatures now on the GFS, and you'll see here as we go into Wednesday, you can see we're already warming up. Jersey, you're going to be in the 60s. We'll be in the 50s on Wednesday. Here we are Thursday, similar deal. And then here comes that really warm air. It's going to shoot up, and the models could be underestimating this, so just be prepared. I wouldn't even be surprised if a 70-degree reading isn't out of the question already. It's been so warm. And then Friday turning much colder. Temperatures in the mid 30s. By Friday night, we go below freezing. Temperatures are in the mid 20s. And then for Saturday, finally a day where we might be a little bit below normal with highs in the mid to upper 30s. Perhaps that's the only day we're going to have because Sunday we're back into the mid to upper 40s, perhaps near 50. And then here we are looking at next week. Looks very warm as well. We have days where we could make runs at 70 degrees. And then we have this stalled front here, which, again, we'll have to determine. That's still a ways away. But as we get toward next right, you'll see some colder air trying to enter the picture here. So that's the only thing that could keep us from the warmest February on record. But I think it's pretty much a lock that this month is going to be quite a bit above normal. Whether it be the warmest on record, we'll have to see. But there you go. There's another surge of warmth for February 26th ahead of the next cold front. And then toward the end of the period, there's a day that's showing that it could be highs below freezing. So that's ways away right now. And like I said, there's a lot that can change. And we know the models have been, originally Saturday was supposed to be in the upper 30s to low 40s. And then as we got closer, the temperature kept rising and rising and rising. So keep that in mind because the models want to make it colder because that's what they're programmed to do. They look at the climate, past climate, but they just the warmth is even more than they even can take in at this point. All right, so let's go look at the skies next. Start with the GFS here. So here's that low again, pulling away, increasing since a low resolution model, but you'll still get the idea that Tuesday is going to be a nice sunny day, and then we'll have more clouds for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday we should have be back into the sunshine again, although very briefly because here comes the clouds from the next warm air advection, and then you can see plenty of clouds after that, and then we'd have to wait for probably Friday. I don't really want to run that model any further than that. So let's go look at the RGM model. This is the next sky model we can use. All right, it's a higher resolution because the GFS is a low resolution. There's the storm offshore. I'll have to see if it develops an eye or not. But you can see we'll have clouds in the morning giving way to sunshine and maybe a veil of high clouds in the late morning hours and eventually becoming mostly sunny as we get toward the afternoon. And that low moves out, and then we have clear skies for Tuesday. And then we have the next batch of cirrus here coming in for Wednesday, though it won't be completely overcast. You just have high clouds. And then it actually pushes them to the south, so it might actually be sunny in the afternoon. And then comes the next batch of hot clouds coming in for Thursday. And then again, this is the RGL model. So let's go to the NAM model next. This is the NAM model. This is the 0Z NAM, so this will be a good one to use. So here's the NAM for tomorrow. Similar idea here. You see that it moves away, and we got that increasing sunshine, and then almost looks like a little front there coming through in the afternoon. And then for Tuesday, we'll have a very nice Valentine's Day with sunshine, nice skies, but it will be above normal, of course, as we know. We already went through that. So, but it will be a nice day to be outside. But again, a nice day maybe for early April, not the middle of February. All right. So let's go to the Climate Prediction Center next and look at our 6 to 10 day outlook. And I'm sure no surprises here. Temperatures, excellent chance of above normal, well above normal temperatures in the northeast, whole eastern part of the country, below normal out west. Precipitation near normal. Let's go to the 8 to 14 day. And the warmth continues for the east coast. It's unbelievable. It's below normal out west due to the trough. And precipitation looks like it's above normal throughout much of the country except for the south. So, yeah, this is all full. Then we have the week to 3. I don't usually use these too much. It's not putting us, at least it's not showing us in above normal conditions anymore in the 3 to 4 day. But this is a ways away. There's very little certainty with that, of course. So the last thing that we'll talk about is the ice. And, yeah, the sea ice situation is not good. So let's go to that here. They have Arctic sea ice extent rose at a slower than average rate through January and continued to be below the lower interdecile range. By the end of the month, sea ice reached the second lowest extent in the satellite record. Meanwhile, Antarctic extents remained at record low levels. And remember, Antarctica has got even more ice than the Arctic, all right? So combined, the two hemispheres set a record low for total global sea ice extent, yet this does not signify a trend necessarily and may be caused by weather-related variability. I love how they put that in there to basically avoid talking about climate change. It's unbelievable. Even our government is in denial about how bad things are. So let's go look at this, and you'll see what I mean. So here we go. Here is, look at that. We are low. We are very low here. All right. All right, very low. All right, so this is the sea ice content right now. Very low in the Arctic. All right, this is your map, obviously, and you see all these areas where there should be sea ice here, and there isn't any sea ice. All right, there isn't any sea ice in the Great Lakes. There isn't any in this area here or in the Atlantic Maritimes, and the sea ice all along even the Siberian coast is very thin. The northern, the Siberian coast right here, very thin sea ice. All right, so very disturbing to see that. We have another chart we can look at here. There's this one here. So that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. So this is the other chart we can look at here, and you can see that blue line there. Yep, lowest on record for a little bit there. Yep, there you go. So lowest on record. So yeah, this is not good at all. And the Antarctic situation is bad, is very bad too as well. Um, so let's. We already know the deal with Greenland. So sea ice is in trouble all over the place. And you can see widespread melting and ponded water on the peninsula ice shelves. Uh, Surface melting near Antarctica, over Antarctica was near average January, but above average surface melting occurred on both the northeastern and southwestern areas of the Antarctic Peninsula. So again, warmer than normal ocean temperatures causes all that. And we get back to the sea. This is what you don't get in your weather reports. You put your weather report on TV in this country, and they don't talk about this. So we go to sea surface temperature anomaly, and we'll just show you again how our warmer than normal ocean temperatures are driving a lot of this. Again, you see all the well above normal, the bright reds here along the East Coast. It's just incredible to see. And, yeah, it's very scary. And you can see here, you can see a little bit of ribbon of below normal water around Greenland. That's probably just meltwater. Again, this is what's going on. And if we go to the southern hemisphere, look at all this warm water around Antarctica, too. Look at that. So there's way more red than there is blue on this map. And it doesn't, you can see that. A little bit. This is the La Nina right here, by the way, which is fading. You see a little below normal there in the Central Pacific. That's the La Nina. But look at all these well above normal water temperatures. Great Lakes too. Could this be the year we finally see that blue ocean event? I think we're going to come closer than ever. I really do. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Again, a little bit of light rain across the area, maybe some moderate rain. It'll be with us for the next couple of hours, and then this will all push on out of here, and we should have a nice sunny day tomorrow, later in the afternoon, and a sunny day on Tuesday. But if you want any wintertime temperatures, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You might even just need to leave the jacket at home, because it's going to be that warm. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.